Hi Venture Church, this is Barbara, and today we're looking at John chapter 13 verses 5 and 6 as part of our 40 days living upside down journey through Lent. This week we're looking at the spiritual discipline of service, and these verses portray that so very well. After that, he poured water into a basin and began to wash his disciples' feet, drying them with the towel that was wrapped around him. He came to Simon Peter, who said to him, "Lord, are you going to wash my feet?" So what's going on here? I just want to slot these verses into some context. It was Jesus' last night on earth, and his desire was to share the Passover meal with his disciples. He'd poured himself into them. He'd loved them as deeply as he was loved by Father God. He'd endured 40 days of tempting and testing by the accuser, who had then departed until a more opportune time. That time was now, as the enemy embedded betrayal into Judas's heart. Fully aware, fully in control, full of authority and understanding of his identity and purpose, sent by God, about to return to him, knowing his kingship, his rule, his power. He took off his robe. He laid it all down, majesty, position, label, and girded himself with a towel of servanthood. All eyes were upon him. Rabbis do not behave in such undignified manner, let alone the Messiah. In Jesus' upside-down kingdom culture, the way up points downwards. The first shall be last, and the last first. Trusting God is the doorway into the kingdom realm. Here was a lesson in humility, total dependence on God for everything. No need for others' recognition nor approval. Jesus left his place and position at the table and then began to wash the feet of his disciples, including Judas. And in verse 6, sandals were symbolic of covenantal transactions, mostly to do with rights of inheritance. We can see that in the story of Ruth and Boaz. Jesus was removing all earthly defilement, granting the disciples kingdom inheritance through the cleansing work of Jesus himself. Perhaps Jesus was teaching them that in order to wash someone's feet, they first had to cleanse their hearts of defiling prejudices, that to serve others wholeheartedly requires the surrender of ourselves. Peter's objection perhaps personify our own, even our comfortable religious traditions and protocols. I imagine Jesus saying, "Peter, Peter, be willing to change your fixed position. Become teachable. Kingdom is about servanthood, flexibility, preferring others. Let me scrape away the muck of religion so that you can fully enter into covenantal relationship with me." Let's just pray. Lord, may I allow you, my servant King, to thoroughly cleanse and remove all traces of earthy stubbornness, and may I willingly enter into that covenant of grace. May I allow you to remove the barnacle-encrusted familiarity in my relationship with you. May I acknowledge that before you and in you, I am a servant, and that my feet stand daily on holy ground. Wash my feet and order my steps along kingdom paths. Amen.